Hello, hello, my lovely Capricorn. Welcome to your spiritual guidance reading for the month of Leo. Okay, so Leo season is running from July 22nd until August 22nd, and there is a lot going on. This is a jam-packed month, especially after what feels like after the new moon in Cancer, we've been experiencing a little bit of a pause or the eye of the storm. It was super hectic and then things calmed down a little bit, but it's going to get crazy again. I'm just putting it out there. And I think we're already feeling it. As I'm recording this, it's July 19th. We have the big basket alignment that is happening, that is going to change the world. I've recorded 2 videos on that, so check them out if you haven't seen them yet. But okay, so Leo season. The second day of Leo season, July 23rd, we see Mercury station direct. So Mercury is saying, okay, the rest is over. Let's go, you guys. But keep in mind that we still have Neptune and Pluto in retrograde. And during Leo season, we're going to see Saturn and Chiron also station retrograde. So we'll have 4 luminaries in retrograde during the summer. So we're still reflecting on a lot of the lessons and all of the things that have happened this year because it has been a lot. But what else do we have? We have the full moon in Aquarius coming on July 29th, and I just got a ringing in my ear, so that's got to be significant for you, Capricorn. And we have the new moon solar eclipse in Leo that's coming on August 12th. So during Leo season, we're going to be entering eclipse season. So like I said, it's going to kick off. Things are happening. The energy is intensifying. We also have 3 planets, personal planets, Venus, Mercury, and Mars, that are going to be moving into new signs. So a lot of shifts there. And we have the North Node and the South Node, which are moving into new signs as well. So the North Node and the South Node have been sitting in Pisces and Virgo for the past year and a half. And on I can't remember the date, but I think it's, I want to say July 26th. No, it's got to be August. No, I think it's July. Okay, anyhow, don't worry about that. Yeah, July 26th. The nodes are going to be moving into Leo and Aquarius. So the North Node in Aquarius and the South Node in Leo. So there's a lot happening in Leo season, and let's get into it. Let's see what your guides want you to know. So the overarching energy for this month for you, Capricorn, is we've got the crown. So the crown chakra is asking you to open up to intelligence. Okay, so education, knowledge, perception, flexibility, and this feels very tied to the collective intelligence and your inner intelligence, like your intuition. The crown chakra is the messages that we receive from the collective, that we receive from the universe, from spirit, from our higher selves, from the creator. And there's a lot of knowledge that can be imparted that way. Okay. This is coming through. If you have not connected with the Akashic records, I think your guides are asking you to do that. Whether this is a reading to look into a past life or to find something that has been holding you back in this life, the Akashic records are significant. And you don't necessarily have to go to an Akashic records reader. However, that's very helpful for that because they're quick at it. They're adept. They know their way around and can help really interpret and translate the messages that are coming through. However, I believe that we all have access to the Akashic records. So, look it up online, how you can do that if you don't know. But if you do and you're comfortable with it, then I encourage you to work more in that practice. Because that's like, I don't know, the crown intelligence, it really feels like the Akashic records are calling you right now, my lovely Capricorn. The other overarching energy that you have for Leo season is romance. So we have Venus in Taurus. Okay. And so I love that. Venus in Taurus, this is very sensual. It's very pleasurable, like indulgent. It feels very like viscous. I don't know. I'm thinking about like honey and maple syrup and warm liquids that are like, you know, really sweet and tasty, and syrups. And I don't know why that's coming through, but that feels like that kind of energy. Like, really enjoy this summer. Capricorn, this is the opposite season from you. You are born in the winter, and at the beginning of the winter, but this is like the middle of the summer. This is the long days, the times when you can really appreciate the length of the day and how time moves. And I think you're being encouraged to slow down and enjoy the moment, and to smell the roses, so to speak, and to really feel into these flavors of the summer and to enjoy it. Because I think often, Capricorn, you're like, let's get things done. There's work to be done. What's the progress on this? Have we gotten to the result yet? Like, I've got things to do. Like, Capricorn, you're very busy, and you take hard work seriously, and that's great, and I love it. But it feels like you're being called right now to balance that out a little bit and really enjoy the moment and linger, and to really like bask in the warmth of the summer. So let's go into it and get some more details here, some detailed messages, because these spiritual revolution guidance readings are for those who understand that humanity is in a spiritual war, and you know that you're being called to be part of the spiritual revolution. We are ushering in the new earth. We are in the age of Aquarius. We are at the end of the Kali Yuga cycle, and the world is shifting. Humanity is ready for things to change. And I am very excited for what is coming, understanding that it's not always going to be easy. But Capricorn, I do believe that you are equipped and prepared. You're like a Boy Scout. You're never caught unawares. Like, you can handle anything. But let's see what this Leo season is going to bring for you. So, kicking off, this is your background energy. So this is what you're bringing into Leo season, and it is the Lovers. And I'm using a new deck for this month. This is the in-between deck. So the imagery and the feeling and the message of these cards is really the card that we're reading plus the next one, understanding that the present moment is fluid, and that it's not just a single moment in time, that it is leading us to the next moment. And it's not, there isn't like a black and white divide between this moment and the next. They bleed into one another. And so I love that symbolism of this deck, and wanted to see how the readings would come through. So you have the Lovers, which moves into the Chariot. Okay, so this background energy that you're bringing into Leo season is the Lovers. And so I think, goes to this romance card, and perhaps this is something that you've been looking for. This is something that you're finding in your life. But the message that's coming through is this really feels like it is a union between yourself and your higher self, or your ego and your spirit, your heart and your mind, and bringing these two pieces together. And I think actually that is confirmed by intelligence and romance, right? The heart and the mind, and unifying these two pieces in a cohesive way, so that the things that you're thinking and the things that you are feeling are aligned. And it leads you to the Chariot, which is a decision. So where is this leading you, right? What is the next step in your path? I think you've been thinking about that a lot lately. Like, you've been doing a lot of the same things potentially, and but knowing deep down that you need a change, and that can be a change of career or relationship or maybe you're moving, something like that. Like there's a big change. There's a really big next step that you are leading towards. And by unifying these parts of yourself that sometimes can really be at war, I think particularly with Capricorn, because you are very logical, but and grounded, but you're also very intuitive, and being a like a dichotomy between the earth and the water, the sea goat, right? You have this feminine, masculine energy, like it's both water and earth. It's feminine and grounded, and at the same time as being very intellectual and ruled by Saturn, which also feels very masculine to me. But you're bringing these two pieces together in harmony and finally feeling like you're at a place where you can take that next step. You already know the direction you want to go. This was just like kind of the preparation leading up to it. So that's what you're bringing into this month, into this Leo season. And the energy that you're going to embody during this month is the Ace of Wands. So that's what I'm saying. Now is the time to take action. So you have done the preparation. You have unified these pieces. Your heart and your mind are aligned and in sync. And now it's time to initiate, to use the energy of this fire season, and knowing that Mercury is coming out of retrograde right at the beginning of Leo season, this is the time to start moving. And the Ace of Wands tells you that things are going to move quickly. And the Ace of Wands moves into the Two of Wands, which is like a doubling effect of the Ace of Wands. It's like, yep, this is the right path. This is the way I'm going to go. A lot of the energy and momentum is behind you. So I feel like the next thing, this change that you're looking to make, whether it's a new relationship, whether it's you're moving or a new career, whatever is calling your heart right now, it's going to move quickly during this month. So we have Jupiter in Leo, which is offering a lot of luck and expansion energy, alignment, and with all of these planets, these personal planets moving into different signs as well, it feels like that is also giving like fresh energy. We're like, okay, we're ready to move on, and I'm excited for you. It's like the universe is going to open up, the Red Sea will be parted, and the way becomes very clear. You will see the path, okay? And towards the end of Leo season, you have the Nine of Swords. Okay, the Nine of Swords leading into the Ten of Swords. And traditionally, these are cards of despair, defeat. And so the outcome of Leo season is, I think, what's coming through to me is because you're going through this change and you're moving down a new direction, there's going to be some grief or second guessing or some doubt that is going to come into your mind, right? So I know, like, well, for me, things always kind of hit me later. I'm a Leo. I have a Sag rising. I have a lot of fire in my chart. So I tend to make decisions pretty quickly because I trust my intuition and I move. And actually, a lot of people think that I'm kind of crazy for it. But then, like I move quickly, and then my mind kind of starts catching up and it's like, hey, what did we just do? So I'll give you an example. Like, I had a very lucrative career in the corporate world for 19 years, and I had a really good position, and I decided to leave that career one day, and I didn't really have a plan. I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do, that I wanted to start having an impact. I had been studying other things like herbalism and medical astrology and things like that. And I felt that was my path, that was going to bring me to my new essence, whatever that was going to look like. And then so I gave my can't remember how many weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks even maybe. I gave my notice, and after that, it wasn't until after when I was like, hey, I don't really have a plan. Like, what am I doing? Was that a mistake? Should I have stayed? Could I have approached this differently and worked with my new path a little bit more while I still had my career, and blend the two a little bit, or have some overlap, and until I had like a more firm plan. But ultimately, I realized that it was the best decision, and I would not go back and do it differently, that I needed that time to really focus and to study and to prepare myself for the next phase. I have like a million examples like this where I make a quick decision and then it feels really good. And then later I start questioning it. And in fact, like there's been times when this has thrown me into a depression and a nervous breakdown because of the thoughts and the intrusive thoughts and the patterns that come up. And I feel like it's a long-winded way to say this might hit you towards the end of Leo season, where you're like, oh goodness, I made this big change in my career, or I ended this relationship, or I set boundaries in this friendship, or I started this new project, something, this big change that you're experiencing, that you're going to be like, oh my God, what did I do? Was that the right decision? Was it too quick? Should I have thought about that a little bit more? And the reason that you're coming to this reading right now is so you can have this insight and know that the decisions you're making are the right ones, that you are being spiritually led in alignment to follow that. And if this energy hits you, like if these doubts and thoughts creep into your mind, you can be prepared with a list of reasons why this is right, reasons why the situation you were in before was wrong, and to reassure yourself, to remind yourself that yes, I'm on the path. Because as we move from the 9 of Swords to the 10 of Swords, ultimately that is the end of a cycle, and then you can start over. But there are emotions that we have to go through, and there are thoughts and feelings that creep up, and I don't want you to spiritually bypass them. I want you to be prepared and know that this could happen, that this could come up, and that really, you are on the right path. But to grieve whatever situation, or to, go through the feelings and the emotions, because if you don't do it now, they could come up later and come out in a less controlled and more destructive kind of way. So I hope that helps. And I don't want to say, oh, it's all going to be despair at the end of Leo season, because I don't think that that's true. I think that, the more that you take care of yourself, and the more that you trust this intelligence that's coming through, and balance your heart and your mind, you are going to feel peace. Yeah, you're going to feel peace at the end of this. Ooh, okay. So your final message is new moon eclipse, which we're going to have the new moon eclipse coming up, the solar eclipse on August 12th. And it says, expect powerful change. So, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. What have I been talking about? Big change in your life, moving on to this next phase with fire energy. And it's going to be powerful, like expected. New moon eclipse. The eclipse is coming. And eclipses end karmic cycles. Eclipses really help you to remove anything that is no longer aligned, and to move into the next phase of your life. This is transformation. This is death and rebirth. And with death and rebirth, sometimes there's some grief, and there's some thoughts and feelings that we have to deal with. So, but ultimately, like I was saying, this powerful change is in your best interest. It's for your highest good. You are on the path, and trust it. Trust it. Trust the divine. Surrender to the process, and you won't go wrong. So let me know if something in this resonated for you. Again, these are general readings. If you want a personal reading to go deeper, The link will be below, so you can book something in with me. And yeah, like the video, share, subscribe if you found that this had value, and drop a comment. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here with me. Have a beautiful Leo season, and I will see you in the next one.